Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado 17 miles west of Winfield, moving north at 35 miles per hour. So again, not necessarily the fastest moving tornado that we've seen, especially considering the storms that we've encountered farther west, just outside of our viewing area as we've gone through the day. But this again warrants a new tornado warning for the far western reaches of the Arklamis. Generally on the outer fringes of our viewing area, but there's our possible tornado. This tornado warning does include Wynn Parish, so if you are in far northwestern reaches of Wynn Parish, go ahead and shelter yourself now. If you are in south central sections of Bienville Parish, you're obviously in a larger scope of this tornado warning, so you need to be sheltered now. The concerning area of possible rotation is technically just west of the Wynn Parish line, but it is close enough, and these circulations kind of will wobble, ebb and flow here and there. I want to stress to folks that if you're in this area, go ahead and take shelter now. Interior portion of your home, away from windows and doors, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. So again, cannot stress enough, please make sure you're sheltered. This is a confirmed tornado on the ground in far northern Webster and Claiborne parishes, right along the state line. This bold black line here, you see State Line Road. This is the state line, and so we're now entering into southern Arkansas. Continuing to try to keep tabs on other storms as well, because we've got other stuff happening, including some cells that are moving through portions of Union County that don't have warnings with them yet, but we just want to continue to kind of keep tabs on them. There's a lot, as we mentioned before, a lot of moving pieces, and this one right here, I'm going to go ahead and, this one right here is a little cause for concern. We'll switch over to the National Weather Service and Little Rock's radar, and you can see the reds and greens are trying to combine together somewhat, although there's not necessarily anything sharply indicated there. And again, use Shreveport radar, kind of the same story. Let's go to the live radar. Same general story, reds and greens together. So we switch back over to our normal radar modes, and let's go back to the task at hand, which is the Columbia County storm. Firmly into Columbia County now, switching back and forth just between all of our different radar modes. That's a pretty messy radar screen, to be honest with you, as this storm now approaches the 5 o'clock hour, and this new tornado warning goes until 5:30. So just kind of resetting all the different warning boxes that you see on the screen. There are a lot of different ones. Also, another radar confirmed tornado, I believe that was earlier in Miller and Lafayette County. So resetting the screen for folks that are just joining us, an active tornado, confirmed tornado on the ground crossing the state line into southern portions of Columbia County. That new tornado warning goes until 5:30. Also monitoring two separate cells moving through northern sections of Ouachita County that should be crossing the Ouachita River probably in the next 10 to 15 minutes or so, moving into portions of Calhoun and Ouachita counties in South Arkansas. Keep an eye on those as well. If you're in these areas, I believe Columbia Road 4 will meet. In fact, it's right there on the screen. That's Western Columbia Road 4 that meets Highway 19 there in Plainfield. So if you're in these areas, proper tornado precautions. This is the real deal. That is a tornado on the ground. We are zooming in we're going to get as close as we can. Again, it's approaching East Columbia Road 4 along Highway 19, and it's probably already north of Western and Plainfield, but please stay sheltered if you're in those areas. For folks in southern Columbia County, again, you should have been sheltered a while ago. For folks in Magnolia, you're not technically under the tornado warning, and meteorologically, eventually this thing is going to start turning more to the north and west. As it revolves around the circulation associated with Beryl, one would think eventually it has to take a little bit more of that northwesterly turn, but it hasn't yet. So we can't go with what we think's going to happen during these types of scenarios. You just have to kind of roll with what's happening on the radar screen.